Welcome back to World Information HD channel. Today, we're diving into the rich and mysterious world of US currency, unearthing the top 5 most valuable and ultra-rare Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coins, the ones that look ordinary but are worth millions of dollars. That's right. Pennies that people have unknowingly carried in their pockets, stored in jars, or passed down in old collections. Some of these tiny copper pieces have become priceless historical treasures. So get ready, because by the end of this video, you might just rush to your own piggy bank to see if you've been sitting on a fortune. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because every week we bring you real stories of real money hiding in plain sight. Let's begin our countdown of the top 5 ultra-rare Lincoln cents that are worth a jaw-dropping fortune. Today, we are going to take you deep into the fascinating world of rare pennies, and not just any penny, but the rare and valuable 1973 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin. This isn't just pocket change. This is a hidden treasure that could be lying unnoticed in your drawer or coin jar right now, and it's currently worth a whopping $34,994 on the collector's market. So stay tuned, because in this video, we're diving into the history, minting process, errors, and hidden value of the 1973 Lincoln penny that has shocked the collecting world. You'll also learn what makes this penny so special, how to identify it, and how you could cash in big if you have one in your collection. Let's begin with the history of the coin. The Lincoln cent, first issued in 1909, is the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. Created to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, the design by Victor David Brenner has become a timeless staple in American coinage. The obverse, or front, of the coin features Lincoln's right-facing bust, while the reverse, from 1959 to 2008, shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo. The year 1973 was an interesting time for the United States Mint. This was a post-silver era when the U.S. was shifting focus toward copper-based coins. At the time, the Lincoln penny was composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. This was before the transition to zinc-coated pennies in 1982, meaning the 1973 cent is heavier and has a distinct metallic ring. Now here's where it gets exciting. Most 1973 pennies were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The ones from Philadelphia, which is what we're focusing on today, do not carry a mint mark. So if your penny says 1973 under the Lincoln portrait and there is no letter below the date, you might be holding a Philadelphia minted Lincoln cent. But wait, there's more. Even though hundreds of millions of these were made, only a tiny handful have become ultra-valuable due to their pristine condition, error features, and rarity in certain grades. Let's talk errors and varieties now. One of the biggest reasons a 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny can be worth thousands of dollars is due to minting errors. These errors include Double Die Obverse (DDO). This is when the date, the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" appear doubled, especially under magnification. These coins can command massive premiums at auctions. Off-center strikes. If the coin wasn't aligned properly in the press, it may show a noticeable portion of the design missing or shifted to one side. The more off-center it is, the more valuable it becomes, especially if the date is still readable. Clipped planchets. A small part of the coin may be cut off during production, causing a crescent-shaped gap on the edge. These are rare and highly collectible. BIE errors. This type of die break appears between the letters B and E in Liberty, making it look like there's an I there. Collectors love these small but interesting flaws. So how do you know if your 1973 no-mint mark penny is one of the valuable ones? Condition is key. The value of any coin is heavily based on its grade. A worn-out penny found in circulation might only be worth face value, but a coin in uncirculated, mint-state condition, or proof-like quality can be worth a fortune. Coins that have been graded MS-65 or higher by PCGS or NGC have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Let me give you a real example. A pristine 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln cent graded MS-67 red by PCGS, meaning it has full original red color and no signs of wear, was recently sold for $34,994 at a major coin auction. Yes, that's right, almost $35,000 for a penny. Why? Because it had flawless surfaces, a brilliant red copper luster, and was in an incredibly rare high grade. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins like these. And because many were spent, worn, or damaged over the years, finding one in top condition is now extremely rare. Now let's break down what gives the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny its high value, rarity in high grades. Out of hundreds of millions made, very few have survived in perfect mint condition. Collectors want the best of the best, and they'll pay top dollar for it. Copper composition. These pennies are made of 95% copper, which adds to their intrinsic metal value. Though copper alone won't make it worth thousands, it still gives it a collectible edge over modern zinc cents. Error features. As we mentioned, minting errors like doubling or off-center strikes make coins highly collectible and significantly more valuable. Historical significance. Lincoln is one of the most beloved figures in American history, and his coins are always in high demand. No mint mark. Coins without a mint mark can sometimes be mistaken as common, but this actually adds a layer of historical uniqueness, especially for Philadelphia-issued coins from earlier eras. So how can you find one of these valuable coins? Start by checking your coin jars, old collections, or even your change. Carefully examine every 1973 Lincoln cent with no mint mark under a magnifying glass. Look for signs of doubling, perfect color and shine, or unique errors. You can also take your coins to a professional coin shop or send them to grading services like PCGS or NGC to know their true value. Remember, the key is condition, rarity, and detail. Even if your penny isn't worth thousands, it's still a piece of American history and an exciting part of your coin collecting journey. So to wrap things up, the 1973 no mint mark Lincoln penny may seem ordinary at first glance, but don't be fooled. If you have one in great condition, or better yet with a mint error, you could be holding on to a coin worth $34,994 or more. Always check your pocket change, go through old rolls of coins, and never overlook those old pennies. You never know, your next great discovery could be waiting just under the dust. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more coin collecting content, and click the bell icon so you never miss a rare coin update. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a valuable penny or want to share your coin hunting experience. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and remember, your next penny might be worth a fortune. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors, history lovers, and treasure hunters. If you've ever held a penny in your hand and wondered whether it could be worth more than just 1 cent, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and surprising coins in American numismatic history, the 1980 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent coin, a coin that, under the right conditions, could be worth up to $43,848 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny from 1980 could potentially fetch tens of thousands of dollars if it has the right traits. So sit tight, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and why this little copper beauty is shaking up the coin collecting world. Let's begin with the history behind the coin. The 1980 Lincoln cent is part of the iconic Lincoln series that has been minted since 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the coin features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln, a design that was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse, from 1959 to 2008, displays the Lincoln Memorial, which was designed by Frank Gasparo. Now, by 1980, the U.S. Mint was producing these coins in massive quantities. Over 7.4 billion pennies were minted that year. So why is one version of this coin commanding such an astronomical price today? Here's where things get interesting. Most of the 1980 Lincoln cents were struck either at the Philadelphia Mint or the Denver Mint. Coins from Denver carry the DE Mint mark, while Philadelphia coins in that era typically did not have a mint mark at all. So, technically, a no mint mark coin from 1980 is a Philadelphia issue, and that's completely normal. However, some of these coins are far from ordinary. Collectors have identified extremely rare varieties, errors, and high-grade examples of the 1980 no-mint mark penny that make them worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Let's talk about the reasons why this coin can be so valuable. Reason number 1. Mint errors. Some 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies have striking errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and more. These kinds of errors are accidental and occur during the minting process. They're rare, and collectors will pay a premium for coins with significant and visible mistakes. A 1980 penny with a strong double die on the obverse or reverse can easily fetch several hundred to several $1,000s depending on the severity and clarity of the error. Reason number 2. High-grade condition. This is perhaps the biggest factor in turning a penny into a prize. The vast majority of 1980 pennies are circulated, meaning they've been used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear. However, if you happen to find a 1980 no-mint mark penny that is in uncirculated condition, or better yet, in a mint state of MS67 or higher, then you are looking at a serious collector's item. In fact, in a recent public auction, a 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln cent graded MS67 Plus read by PCGS sold for a whopping $43,848. That's right, one tiny penny, carefully preserved and graded at the highest quality, brought in a life-changing payday. Reason number 3. Full red color. When grading Lincoln cents, color matters. Coins are typically classified as red, RD, red-brown, RB, or brown, BN, depending on the surface coloration of the copper. Red coins are the most desirable and indicate that the coin has retained its original copper luster with minimal oxidation. A 1980 no-mint mark penny that is full red and in mint state condition is exponentially more valuable than one that has turned brown or has toning. Now, let's answer the question many of you are probably asking right now. How do I know if I have one of these valuable pennies? Start by pulling out your coin collection or searching through your spare change jar. Look for pennies dated 1980 with no mint mark below the date. Next, examine the condition. If your coin has sharp details, no scratches, no signs of wear, and still retains its bright red luster, you could have something special. To be certain, you should consider sending your coin to a professional coin grading service, like PCGS or NGC. Their certified grading system not only confirms the coin's quality and authenticity, but also dramatically increases its market value when selling to collectors. So how rare is this coin? Really, out of the billions produced, only a tiny handful have been graded at the MS67 Plus red level. The reason is simple. Most coins get circulated and damaged over time. Few are preserved from the moment they are minted, especially with perfect color and no flaws. That's what makes the high-grade 1980 no-mint mark penny so scarce and so valuable. Now let's talk market value. While the record auction sale for this coin is $43,848, most 1980 no-mint mark pennies in circulated condition are still only worth face value, just 1 cent. However, if you have one in mint state condition, you're already looking at a potential value of $50 to $500, depending on grade. Coins graded at MS65 red can go for $100 to $200, while those graded MS66 red might reach $500 to $1,000. It's when you hit that MS67 red and above that you enter the world of 5-figure price tags. Before we wrap up, here are some quick tips to protect and identify valuable pennies. Handle coins with care. Always hold by the edges to avoid fingerprints. Store in airtight holders or coin flips to prevent oxidation. Avoid cleaning coins. Cleaning can ruin their value permanently. Use a magnifying glass to inspect fine details or double and compare with online auction listings and grading population reports. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your change, your drawers, your old piggy banks. You never know where a treasure like this might be hiding. A 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny could be sitting right under your nose, waiting to change your life. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or exciting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you never miss out on future uploads about rare coins, hidden treasures, and incredible numismatic finds. Drop a comment if you think you might have a rare penny. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, And remember, every penny counts when it comes to history and value. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers. Today, we're going deep into the fascinating world of rare coins, and we're zeroing in on one coin that looks so ordinary, yet it could make you a small fortune. That coin is the 1998 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent coin. Yes, that simple-looking penny in your pocket change could be worth as much as $37,008, and maybe even more, depending on its condition and unique characteristics. So make sure to stay with us through the end because you don't want to miss this deep dive into a hidden gem of American numismatic history. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln cent has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to bear the image of a real historical figure. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has undergone several design changes, but one thing has stayed constant: it's a collector favorite. Now, let's jump to 1998. That year, billions, yes, billions, of Lincoln cents were produced by the United States Mint. Over 5.2 billion were struck in Philadelphia, while around 5.8 billion were minted in Denver, denoted by the small D mint mark under the year on the obverse side of the coin, right beneath Lincoln's shoulder. On the surface, there's nothing rare about a 1998 D penny, unless you know what to look for. So, what makes the 1998 D Lincoln cent potentially worth thousands of dollars? First, let's talk about errors and varieties. In numismatics, rare coin errors significantly raise a coin's value. In the case of the 1998 D penny, certain varieties and minting mistakes are highly sought after by collectors. These include double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, repunched mint marks, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Let's break each one down. Point 1. Of the most valuable 1998 D pennies is a specimen with a strong double die obverse, meaning that parts of the design, most notably the lettering like Liberty or In God We Trust, appear doubled due to a mistake during the die creation process. These doubling errors are incredibly rare for the 1998 D Mint, making them ultra desirable. Another valuable type is the off-center strike error, where the design is struck off the center of the planchet. The more dramatic the off-center, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Then there's the wrong planchet error. Imagine finding a penny that was accidentally struck on a dime or foreign coin blank. These types of errors are extremely rare but have been documented in several coins, including those from the 1990s. Now let's talk about condition, or what collectors call grade. A coin's grade has a massive impact on its value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. A typical 1998 D penny in your pocket might be worth just 1 cent. But a 1998 D penny graded mint state 67 or higher can command a premium. In fact, a 1998 D Lincoln cent graded MS68 read by a top-tier grading company like PCGS or NGC has sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $37,008. That's right, over $37,000 for a single penny. So what sets these ultra-high-grade coins apart? It's all about the sharpness of the strike, the original red color of the copper coating, the lack of contact marks, and overall eye appeal. Red designates that the coin has retained nearly all of its original copper luster, as opposed to brown or red-brown coins that have oxidized over time. If you think you have a 1998 D penny that looks nearly perfect, with bright red color, strong strike, and no scratches or blemishes, it may be worth sending it in to be graded. Professional grading isn't cheap, but for coins that might fetch thousands of dollars, it's worth the investment. Now let's discuss the market trends. As of today, the current market value of the most pristine 1998 D Lincoln penny can reach up to $37,008 at auction. These sales typically occur at large numismatic auctions or through private collectors willing to pay top dollar for exceptional specimens. The demand for rare Lincoln cents has remained strong for decades, and with inflation, rising metal prices, and increased collector interest worldwide, coins like the 1998 D are only becoming more valuable over time. So, How can you find one of these rare 1998 pennies? Start by checking your pocket change. Carefully inspect any penny with a 1998 date and a small d under the year. Look for any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual coloration. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to examine fine details, especially around the lettering and mint mark. If you spot something unusual, compare it to known varieties online or reach out to a coin expert or local coin shop. You can also hunt for coins in bank rolls. Many dedicated collectors buy rolls of pennies from the bank and search through them for hidden treasures. It's time-consuming, but people have found incredibly valuable coins this way. Every now and then, a rare gem like the 1998 D-error or high-grade penny shows up where you least expect it. And don't forget about estate sales, flea markets, and garage sales. Sometimes, entire coin collections are sold off without much knowledge of their true value. Being armed with the right knowledge could help you uncover a small fortune hidden in plain sight. To sum it all up, the 1998 D Lincoln penny may look like every other coin in your spare change, but if you know what to look for, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Whether it's an ultra-high-grade mint state coin, a rare error variety, or a previously unknown die variety, the value of this coin is very real and highly sought after. So if you've got a jar of old coins, or just a handful of spare change lying around, it might be worth giving those 1998 pennies a closer look. You could be holding on to something worth more than $37,000, and that's no exaggeration. Thanks for watching and learning with us today. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos on rare and valuable coins that could change your life. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or want to learn about a specific one. We love hearing from our community. Until next time, happy collecting and good luck treasure hunting. Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and valuable world of Lincoln pennies. But not just any penny, we're focusing on the 2016 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors and dealers across the country with its surprising value. Yes, you heard that right. One of these seemingly ordinary coins is currently worth up to $7,008. So grab your coin jars, check your pocket change, and get ready for a deep dive into the story, history, features, and the incredible current market value of this rare and profitable penny. The 2016 Lincoln cent may appear like any regular coin at first glance. It was minted in massive quantities as part of the United States Mint's regular annual production. In fact, billions were produced in 2016, and many collectors might ignore this date because it feels too recent to be valuable. But that's exactly why so many are missing out. Some of these coins contain rare errors, striking varieties, and pristine mint states that make them incredibly valuable, one even selling for a jaw-dropping $7,008 at auction. Let's begin with a bit of background. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American coinage since 1909 when it was first introduced to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the years, it has undergone changes in design, materials, and minting locations. But through it all, Lincoln's profile has remained an iconic piece of U.S. currency. In 2010, the reverse of the penny was updated to feature the Union Shield design, symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the United States during the Civil War. That same design continued through 2016. Now, most 2016 pennies were minted either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The 2016 no-mint mark penny, however, was minted in Philadelphia. Pennies from this mint typically do not have a mint mark, which is why these coins are often referred to as no mint mark Lincoln cents. So if you see a 2016 penny with no mint mark, you are likely holding a Philadelphia strike. So what makes one of these pennies worth over $7,000? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and striking errors. One of the most important aspects of coin value is the mint state or grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect coin with no flaws visible under 5x magnification. The 2016 Lincoln penny that sold for $7,008 was graded MS69 red by PCGS, which is nearly flawless and extremely rare for a modern circulating coin. Most coins from daily use show signs of wear, scratches, nicks, fading, which drastically reduces their value. So when a modern coin survives in nearly perfect condition, collectors are willing to pay a premium. But condition isn't the only factor here. Some 2016 Lincoln cents have rare die errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. For example, a Double Die Obverse penny from 2016 could show doubling on the date, the word liberty, or the motto, "In God We Trust." These errors occur during the minting process and are highly sought after because they are unique, unintentional, and often visually dramatic. Coins with such errors can sell anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on severity and visibility. Let's talk about the coin that reached $7,008. This specific 2016 no mint mark penny was submitted to PCGS and received the highest known grade at the time, MS69RD. It was sold at a major auction and fetched a premium price due to its almost perfect state and its extreme rarity at that grade level. Even though the coin was just a few years old, collectors recognized its potential as a top population coin, meaning there were very few, if any, others known in that perfect condition. That sale shook the collecting community because it proved once again that even modern coins from your pocket change could hold surprising value if preserved correctly. It also reignited interest in searching through rolls of 2016 pennies to try and find a similar specimen. So what should you be looking for in your own pocket change? First, search for any 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Hold it under a bright light and inspect it closely for errors like doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual markings. Look for signs of pristine condition, no scratches, sharp details, and bright red color, which means the coin hasn't been exposed to moisture or heavy circulation. These red coins command much more value than brown or dull ones. If you think you've found a good candidate, the next step is to have it graded by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC. Grading does cost money, but it's essential if you believe your coin could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Only with a verified grade will collectors or auction houses pay premium prices. Even if your coin doesn't reach the elite MS69 status, coins in MS67 or MS68 condition can still fetch between $50 to $300, especially if there's a unique error involved. The demand for modern Lincoln cents is growing, particularly among younger collectors and investors who are looking to the future of the hobby. Right now, on online platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions, 2016 no mint mark pennies in top condition are selling for impressive prices. Many collectors are searching for the next MS69 candidate, and the opportunity might be sitting in your coin jar or change drawer. Let's do a quick recap. The 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. 1 MS69 red example sold for $7,008 due to its perfect condition and rarity. Look for coins with vibrant red luster, no scratches, and potential die errors like doubling. Coins graded MS67 or MS68 can also bring in hundreds of dollars. Grading is essential if you think your coin is in exceptional condition. Always handle potential valuable coins carefully and store them in protective holders. So, the next time someone says modern pennies are worthless, show them the 2016 no mint mark Lincoln cent that sold for over $7,000. This proves that treasure is still out there, and sometimes it's hiding in plain sight, just waiting for someone like you to discover it. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare and valuable Lincoln cents, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting treasures, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a valuable update. Leave a comment below if you found any interesting 2016 pennies or other valuable coins recently. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a single penny.